Because what I used to do was after the program, I selected about the top guys for actual practical training. So road management, they follow me to meetings, a bunch of stuff. Because I remember one told me, boss, are you not sure you're exposing? And I was like, the truth of the matter is I don't think you'll be my enemy. As a matter of fact, most of the guys who have come out from my training are creating opportunities for me. I remember when an opportunity popped up and Kola called me. And he said, boss, there's this thing. Have they called you? This thing is going on. I was like, hey, okay. Who did you speak to? Oh, this is who I spoke to. Okay, no problem. Thanks. If I were thinking of Kola as a future enemy, I wouldn't have taken him as a student or as a mentee. And he probably wouldn't have. That's just one opportunity from Kola, right? Imagine 20 people looking out for me. Right. So for me, I've gone beyond. There's a statement I always make, and I say this every time for every class. The true test of power and influence is in the distribution of it. It's in its distribution. If you want to know how powerful you are, how many leaders have you created? How many people? What's your network? And my network doesn't necessarily mean that I know I remember an embarrassing situation. I went to the TV station here, a massive TV station, a group, and I realized that I only knew the CEO, the head of programs, but I didn't know the guys that are doing the work, right? And it got me thinking, right, about, as you said, disillusioned, like that point where you're like, okay, I know the people I need to talk to, but the people you need to talk to are in a position where they don't do the day-to-day anymore. So when I was coming up in the industry, those guys were doing the day-to-day. Now they're in a position of power. I need to know the guys doing the day-to-day, or I need to employ people who know the guys doing the day-to-day. So those are things that we grow into. But I think talking about that now, being disillusioned for my set of guys, who are the new leaders? Who are the leaders of the new school in business specifically now?
I think you guys are still not gone.
We're not gone.
No. I think so. We were having a conversation once, you and I. We were having a conversation. We discussed how the major problem that your generation had was most of the information were not passed over properly. People in media enjoyed this, but someone like you probably didn't, because a lot of them are traveled out of the country. Some of them were dead, and the information they left in newspapers, we didn't bring them online. So I think you guys now, the way in media, in business, in management, wherever, we are tapping from you guys now. So you guys are the OGs now.
So this OG thing,
I don't like where this is going.
this OG thing, because it's a reference that I see being used a lot. And I was talking to Excel earlier when it came. I said, there's a reason why presidents leave office and become elder statesmen, right? You cannot rule forever, right? Your leadership isn't, they say, follow who no road, who sabi road, abi? So a leader is somebody who has gone and has returned and is able to say, I can take you this far. Which means that some of us are only leaders to an extent. So I'm saying, with my program, I'm saying, with Journey of a Learner, this is the extent I can lead. For me to continue to lead, I need to go further. I need to find new boundaries to conquer. If it's about talent management, following artists to shows, negotiating endorsements, facilitating deals, all those things I've done. I can teach you how to do that. I can tell you how to convert a 62,000 follower count to 5 million naira revenue from a brand. I can teach you that. But then there's also a limit. For example, how does an artist truly break into global markets, right? That's something that I'm now going into conversations, trying to learn and understand and build. So there is a limit to where leadership can push people. And we need to now identify the levels of that leadership. Not everybody can teach. Not everybody can do the programs. But you see, I believe that there's value in the experience Asa has, in the work that he's done, that would be useful, even if it's through my platform or any other platform, but it will be useful. So the conversation around this leadership thing and this OG thing gets me confused, because those of us that are being called OG don't feel like OGs. Because I'm in a place where I want to know more. I want to grow. I mean, I make good money. And it's nice. But I do... It's nice. It's nice. I live pretty comfortably. But how do I... Now I need to think about my kids. I need to think about legacy. I need to think about how do I get to that point where I have passive income, and how do I scale, right? And so that OG conversation now becomes irrelevant to me.
I think Excel should answer this.
Oh my goodness. Who is an OG? An OG is someone who has, quote unquote, been in the game for so long. If that is the metric of what being an OG is, then there are 2 million people that are OGs. So to me, an OG is someone who has been in the game and has had impact. It's not about you just, you were there when Fela was singing and, what did you do? What was your impact? And are you someone that the new generation can look up to as a reference point and say, okay, you did this, I can learn this from you, I can learn this. Like you now, you're an OG. Don't get uncomfortable. You're an OG because there's a lot you have done, right? And you're kicking back that knowledge to the new generation. The problem might be in you understand that you still have a lot to learn. This is the difference. That's where the issue comes. You understand that a lot of quote unquote OGs don't. We know it all. We've been there. We've done that. What you want to tell me? I was there when Divine sang this. What you want to tell me? But the game has changed. Yeah. How Divine broke out, or how any other person broke out back then, it's not the same way now. I mean, look at coronavirus lockdown. We have a new star from nowhere, Omale. What the fuck? It's mind-boggling. And there are labels that have don't work to a certain extent. One boy just came from nowhere and he's the game has changed ridiculously.
So another thing I'll add to that is understanding the need for you to learn doesn't invalidate your OG status.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. A leader serves.
Yeah, that's what I've believed, which is why a leader doesn't necessarily... Leadership is not something you enjoy. It's a burden, right? And I feel we're in a point where, whether maybe it's as reference from our politicians or whatever it is that we reference, that we've gotten to a point where leadership is enjoyment. When I'm in a position of power, I'm in control, I make the most money, I give the opportunities, I say who should benefit from what. And I feel like we need to grow from there. So, as a segue, what have we, the aspiring OGs, done wrong, right? That the guys coming shouldn't do, or that we haven't even done at all, that the guys coming should be doing? Yes, in business.
First of all, there's context to every situation. So we have to acknowledge the fact that for your generation, for your set, there was literally almost no blueprint. So, you guys were going with the flow. You make mistakes, you correct. You make mistakes, you correct. If there's anything that maybe some of the OGs now are not doing right, is understanding the need, seeing the bigger picture, and understanding the need to pass along relevant information. what we are building with the Nigerian music industry, like Tolani said, it's not going to take us 1 year, 2 years. We are looking at maybe 10 years, 15 years. So we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of information to pass across. A lot. Like, I think once in a while not once in a while, a lot even. Please don't cancel Excel. Excel runs into a lot of quote unquote OGs who don't see the big picture yet. They're still more, my nigga, give me my money, let me go. Which is fine. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. We're in a third world country. Again, there's context where we have to be realistic about things. We're in a third world country. But we are in a space where the money in music now, I don't think that's ever been before. Like, the avenues you can make money from, it's ridiculous. And if you're not someone who's willing to work with, so you're one of a kind, Godwin. I'm not just saying it because you're here. You're one of a kind because you're willing to learn. You're willing to work with the newer generation, the younger guys. A lot of people at that level don't, because they feel like, so that's the current mistake, and it's going to affect both parties, the younger guys and the older guys. The younger guys, a lot of times things happen, and I'll call Tolani on the phone, like, did you see what the fuck this person does, this stupid shit? And we'll be like, this person didn't have an OG to put him through or put her through. That's why. If there was somebody there that said, don't do this, do like this, that mistake probably wouldn't have happened. So there's that issue.
So we need to create succession plans.
Yes.
I mean, we have succession plans already. It's just that, like he said, a lot of people don't understand. They don't identify the need to they don't. The disillusionment has made them unwilling to evolve anymore. They don't care, and it's not their fault. We are products of the system that birthed us. So the systems that made them that way, they don't want to then, a lot of them, it's also subconscious for them. They don't want to pass the bitterness into other people. So as a matter of fact, what you guys are doing, people can ask for more from you guys. Yeah. If you want to learn, like Dolapo was saying one day on Twitter, he was saying, so you'll be saying don't pass information. There's information around you. You can learn on Twitter. You can learn via a Google search. If you really want to learn, you will learn. There are books. There are books. There are anything. And if you really want to learn from an OG, then pick someone. Yeah. And learn.
But why an OG? Why people like, OGs are important is because, so I can read about distribution. I can read about managing talent. There are tons and tons of resources out there to read. But there's a place of having knowledge and knowing how to apply it practically. Yeah. And the music business is so, it's not a one way. It's not mathematics. Yeah. So, things could always go sideways, or you can plan for this and it won't work out. If you have someone that's an OG on your side, they can tell you, okay, this didn't work out the way you wanted it to, but you can still make something out of this.